Okay. Um, I'm just thankful that I just want to say I'm thankful that I'm not this like these people you see at the bottom. So one thing I said before many times is, as a target individual, what happens is you are surrounded by people who are involved in your targeting, and what you are as a target individual is a human sample, a subject in these human experimentations where they're developing this technology. And this is of course a weapon. At the bottom you see, like, if you go on DARPA website, you see they've been working on brain neurotechnology for a long time, going back even to the 70s. This is on their website. um, and you understand that those are the entities really working on this technology and improving this technology. And they are, obviously it's a technology that is used as a weapon, and you're supposed to be subscriptive to the manipulation that you experience. Now, you see these two people. It's so sad. Those are perps, right? They're nobodies in this program, because wherever you're going to go, you're going to have people like them who are going to try to make you be subscriptive. I already showed a picture of this old man is the saddest man. If you ask, I mean, I blurred his face, but you look at his face, you're like, my friend, I feel bad for you. If you looked at yourself in this picture, you'll see what you really are. Trash the government uses. And next to it, there's an older woman, and I was waiting for the elevator, and it's early. It's about 8:20. She grabbed her little toddler downstairs. It's maybe not her toddler, but some toddler with her, some little boy. And the reason why she brought this kid down is so when I see this kid, they're gonna do the pedophilia things they do. If you see the nastiness, she basically selling her child like that. And I'm like, oh, please take a picture. I'll take a picture of that woman. You see her face is somebody compromised and foul. When they do their nasty things, they look the parts. They look like what they are. Now, I know who's in charge. These people are not in charge. These people are the trash that do the trashy things. It's humiliating. This is what being compromised looks like. If you see their faces and unblur what you see these people are just, you done, you ready. You sold your soul for some terrible things. Now, the entities that are in charge are obviously DARPA. If you look at the bottom here, what I did is also, and I'll show that they've been doing a lot of memory manipulation. They've been manipulating me to experience different versions of memories. And I talked about it a long time ago. 2020, I was talking about my mind is being manipulated. And they even, like, in the commercial world, in the non-military world, they talk about writing ethicalness of memory manipulations. And they called out that, there's this, like, new development of technology that can now manipulate your brain. And so we should be ready and have some kind of rules ready for that, because they're working on it now. And they've already been done this. They've already got to that level. And so if you go on DARPA website, they literally say they've been investing in the technology of the neuromind, the neurotechnology, meaning that they've been working on it for a long time, since the 70s. And of course, this program is a program led by the government. These people that you see, this trash that compromise themselves, they don't do it for free. They're not here protecting. You think this old man protecting? Look at him. Look, you think this person? Please. He's obviously working for some kind of governmental entities. He knows that. He knows I see them as that. I don't mind when he shows himself. I'm like, look at you, my friend. You're not making me think that you are here to protect. And it's funny. The tactics they use is pedophilia centric. That's why this woman at the bottom brought her toddler. Because of course, when I talk about this, I will always bring the testimonials of others saying that what they do is they force you to get sexual arousals and aim those sexual arousals toward children. Now, this neurotechnology have complete control of your body, your mind, and can make you have sexual arousal whenever they want. If they can control your brain this way, they can control you to have sexual arousals. You know, it's funny, the psyops is all sort. You know, now I know that even like people from the people who tied it up to the woman, it's like all of that is they all know better. It doesn't take much. I'm not a genius to figure that out. Matter of fact, every day they try to show me how stupid I am, but it's like, okay, I'm the dumbest of the dumbest, but look how obvious this thing is. Look how obvious. Do you think this man is gonna make me subscribe to that this is not being manipulated in my brain? It's obvious that this technology have the ability to force you to get sexual arousals. If it has the ability to manipulate your brain, your thoughts, your memories, your sexual organs, all of that can be manipulated. Your brain controls everything. I see them for what they are. So me, while I'm still alive, when I'm still able to interact and express myself, I will 100% humiliate these people involved in this, because it will happen. It's just too obvious. And I don't know, you know, they tell me how they're gonna frame me. They're gonna have this child say I did something to them. It's like, yo, please sell your children. Look at you. Look at this trash. Would he sell his child? Yes, I call him great father, the best father of the year. Look at him. Target individuals. Be lucky that you didn't have to compromise yourself like this. This man is not too far from death. You think 10 years from, like, you understand? And this is how he's going to end his life, like the end of his life, like toward the end, wherever, you know, the chapters of his end of his life after long life. This is how he's. This is a bottom feeder for government entities filled with pedophiles. Do you know this DARPA entity? Look what they call this, the program manager down in child porn in this DARPA. They have problem pedophiles in these entities that are here developing technology that's meant to control your brain. And the tactics are pedophilia centric too. Look at this grandmother. Look at her. If you, I wish I could have removed the blur. I refuse to show their faces without the blur because they're nobody. But even in their eyes, you can see the trashiness. Even in their faces, you can see, like, look at that. Look, this is the face of somebody who's doing something foul and she knows it. And I'm like, oh, thank you. It doesn't look like what I'm saying makes more sense. Does it not look like a person who sold her soul to pedophiles? And I know how they try to back now. You are pedophile. Yo, you see the humiliations? These people have the embarrassment that this article has literally called out the fact that you look up there. What you gonna see? Program manager at DARPA caught with child pornography on his government device. Look at down here. DARPA has been working on the Brain Initiative. They've been working and investing in neurotechnology since the 70s. That turned true. We have to get ready for that. Do you know this DARPA entity? Look what they call this, the program manager down in child porn in this DARPA. They have problem pedophiles in these entities that are here developing technology that's meant to control your brain. And the tactics are pedophilia centric too. Look at this grandmother. Look at her. If you, I wish I could have removed the blur. I refuse to show their faces without the blur because they're nobody. But even in their eyes, you can see the trashiness. Even in their faces, you can see, like, look at that. Look, this is the face of somebody who's doing something foul and she knows it. And I'm like, oh, thank you. It doesn't look like what I'm saying makes more sense. Does it not look like a person who sold her soul to pedophiles? And I know how they try to back now. You are pedophile. Yo, you see the humiliations? These people have the
I also experience what is referred to as malodorance. This is the alteration of the smell sensation so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture, including the threat of planted dreams and videos in my closed eyes.
They're trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia. Like, it's disgusting, disgusting. This take this whole thing into account so much. I make it so dramatic. It is dramatic. It's somebody trying to end my life. It's somebody trying to end who I am as a person. It's somebody trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia. Like, this disgusting, disgusting, disgusting things. You saw where I was going with that first word. Disgusting things that I don't even want to talk about because it makes me sick. I don't even like those words in my mind. But it is what it is. So I have no choice now but to acknowledge that there are people in my surroundings or whatever they're doing. I don't know how they do it. I don't care. I don't know if it's through weapons. I don't know. I don't care. I just
The targets were forced to perform homosexual acts on each other against their will and religion in order not to be beaten or killed. This is a common breakdown tactic of belief systems and the human will. In no-touch torture, the techniques are more psychologically specialized for each target. Most common examples include homosexual targets that are forced with voices that are derogatory to their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography in their minds. And vice versa is true, that heterosexual targets are forced to view homosexual sexual acts like in the
what I say. Playing with my dog. Now that attacks continue, I don't let them get me. Today they continue with the programming of perversion, but this time they are aiming in the use of people, better said young people, also children and homosexuals. When I aggravated them I usually called demeaning names, and one of them is referring to homosexuals. For me all of the slaves are misfits, society haters, scumbags, etc. No, I don't have anything personal against them, homosexuals, but as my way to aggravate the slaves, and since they love to use children for the torture and stalking, street theater etc. Especially teenagers for the stalking at close range with an attitude, they are using them during my sleep in the perversion program, and so you can imagine what the slaves of torture are pretending to do to me.
Any part of the body. This technology can be used to sexually manipulate the target. It can make the target feel sexual arousal
able to impose any information on the brain of a person, presumably by some kind of waves, which in the mind take the form of voices, thoughts and images and imagination. In addition to this kind of implanting information that they need, they manipulate the psyche so that the information is written into your memory. Then by stimulating the certain regions in the brain they can retrieve this information and present it as your own memory. This is the conclusion that can be made judging by the influence they have been making on me with their psychotronic weapons, for example artificial thoughts, imagination, and mental torture.
Had sexual contact with a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old.
YouTube. That's a direct quote.
Wow. Okay, here's more from this, and we'll finish this and then move on to the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. But sexual crimes involving children, says BuzzFeed, including the viewing of images of abuse, have been uncovered at other agencies that handle sensitive information. In a November 2009 report, the Department of Defense acknowledged that dozens of Pentagon staff members or contractors had such images. In 2014, the Inspector General of the Intelligence Community found that 2 officials from the National Reconnaissance Office, which oversees America's spy satellites acknowledge viewing images of child sexual abuse during polygraph examinations. This is so disturbing. At a symposium in 2016, Daniel Payne, a top Pentagon security official, said that when workers' computers were examined, the amount of child porn I see is just unbelievable. Is this something that is happening for whatever reason with more frequency in our intelligence agencies, or is this something that is more pervasive in the general population than I originally realized? I mean, what's going on here? This is so bizarre.
Remember,
it's so evil.
Allie, we're told, and when I was put through recruitment into the intel community, you're put through polygraphs, you're put through a rigorous selection process. Why aren't these people weeded out? Why are so many pedophiles allowed to be given top-level security clearance? Remember, these aren't just people walking in off the street and saying, hey, can I get hired? Can I get a job? You're put through an extremely rigorous background check screening process. It's called an SSBI, single scope background investigation. There are people, they interview you, they interview your family, they interview your contacts, they go through your online footprint, they go through everything. So why is it that when they're going through these footprints, they're not checking, these digital footprints, they're not checking for so many pedophiles getting through their ranks? If it were up to me, you need to go into Congress, and Congress needs to launch a brand new church committee, number one, to talk about domestic surveillance operations, but number two, to ask the question, why are there so many pedophiles sitting behind